Today for the Bitcoin price, Bitcoin is right now trapped in this massive bear flag right now. And guys, guess what? A few days ago, we had a big miners capitulation with the hash rate here plummeting down as we have not seen it for a very long time. However, guys, this is fundamentally maybe not the best thing, but there is one specific indicator which shows us that this miners capitulation, which happened here a few days ago, as you can see it with the red diamond, is actually in the 11 years history a very good thing. We will show you every single time the miners have capitulated so far and what that meant for the Bitcoin price. In fact, within a 30 days period, we have always seen the local low for Bitcoin. Guys, this video will be extremely jam-packed. Make sure you take a seat. Make sure you smash up the like button to at least 2,500 likes right now. And that being said, welcome crypto friends and welcome back to MMCrypto. My name is Chris, and as always, we are really pumped to go straight into the content. Alright guys, let's get straight into it. And you know what? Towards the end of the video, I will show you the nail in the coffin for the whole world economy here, and I will show you what we think about that. Make sure you stick here until the very end of the video. This will be extremely important. However, let's start with the Bitcoin price action here in the immediate short term before we go into the miners capitulation topic. And guys, here's my promise. This will surprise you. Usually, one would think miners capitulation and then a lower security of the Bitcoin network is a very bad thing. Guys, for the short term, maybe that might be true. But what is much more important here is what is going to happen after this 30-day period, which started yesterday, guys. So, first of all, the Bitcoin price action in the immediate short term, it is not coming with any surprise for you that we are trapped here right now in this massive bear flag here on the 4 hour. And right now actually broke down. Maybe by the time you are watching this, we already broke down or we heavily bounced from that. No one knows until the breakout or breakdown actually comes. But the bearish target here, before we go into the miners capitulation, guys, stick for that, is here right now approximately around, if we would break out right now, approximately at the $4,100 areas. If we break out later, it will be of course a little bit higher, $4,400. But right now Bitcoin is in fact running into massive resistance here. If we were to zoom out a little bit and we draw only this resistance here from the inverse head and shoulders pattern we actually covered a few months back, you can see that Bitcoin is right now perfectly running into this resistance. And as long as Bitcoin is not able to break this resistance we have actually built right here, right there, and also right there towards the end of 2020 before we broke out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, as long as we are not able to break this resistance, and this is a make or break situation within the next, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks, then of course a breakdown is likely, and we will actually follow the trend here to the downside, what is also the most likely scenario, at least in theory here, with this bear flag. However, guys, this sounds a little bit bearish to you? Well, if you came for bullish content, let's pull out the hash ribbons. This one actually measures with the green line the short-term moving average of the hash rate, and the gray line is the long-term, the 60-day moving average of the hash rate. And if this sounds like Chinese to you, I want to introduce you the hash rate. Of course, you know, the more miners are in, the more miners are putting their hardware into securing the Bitcoin network, the more the hash rate increases. And of course, as a Bitcoin believer, you want to see a high hash rate for a high security of the network. This doesn't change, but every now and then within these cycles you see price drops and then miners getting unprofitable, so the hash rate plummets down. When the price plummets down, of course miners turn off their equipment and then the hash rate plummets down. When the hash rate plummets down, the Bitcoin difficulty also has to adjust and go down, just as you can see it right here, and we will come to that later. So in the immediate short term it is not the best thing, but what we can see every single time when there is a miners capitulation right here denominated in the red diamond here, guys, by the way, just type in hash ribbons on TradingView and you will find this indicator yourself. Whenever this happens, you know there must have been a significant crash, a significant downwards trend before, otherwise they wouldn't capitulate. And the exact same thing we saw actually right here with the Bitcoin price plummeting down, and then also this short-term moving average going below the long-term moving average, creating this red diamond here. And guys, let me go to the weekly and show you why this is exactly in the mid-run for Bitcoin a very, very good thing. You might think this is delusional to say the hash rate going down is good for the Bitcoin price. It sounds a little bit paradox, but let me show you evidence. And in fact, I will prove to you that within the last 11 years, this was in fact a good thing. Every doubter should stay here. Zooming in right now, you can see we saw one capitulation here in November 2019 with this massive price down here. And guys, can you remember the inverse head and shoulders pattern we have talked about here before towards the end of 2019? Well, this was the exact time period here between the miners capitulation here on the red diamond and also the recovery here denominated with this green circle. And then this specific indicator within a 30 to 45 days time period is creating this buy signal here. And every single time we had a miners capitulation first, we always saw a buy signal within 30 to 45 days. And every time we saw the buy signal, the bottom was actually in. Look at this. The bottom was in and we had a significant uptrend, right? And now let's go back. Look at this. You all remember this significant downtrend within 2018 and the descending triangle, right? Well, we had the miners capitulation, actually a very good signal back then, before we had the significant downtrend here and we hit the 3,150 US dollar bottom of the bear market so far. And then afterwards, after an approximate time of like 45 days, we saw the buy signal here at a price level at 3,600, 3,500 US dollars. And guys, I do not have to tell you what happened afterwards. We ran to 14,000 US dollars. A miners capitulation is so far, as you can see, a very good thing for the Bitcoin price. In fact, guys, let us go back here a little bit and remember we are here not on the log scale, we are on the linear scale. You also saw a miners capitulation right after the halving. This red area here is the halving. After the halving, you saw the miners capitulation approximately here 2-3 weeks after the halving in August 2016. And then we had a recovery period here, as you can see it also right there, of a few weeks, approximately 1 month, 30 days. And then we saw the buy signal. And guys, guess what happened here after we saw the buy signal? I mean, we saw the rise to 20,000 US dollars. And guys, let's go forward here and show you exactly the significance here. Even going back further, we will probably not cover all the 11 signals we already saw so far. But then we saw another one here, approximately in December 2014, right? And a buy signal right here, which was in fact also once again the bear market bottom. We saw a second one here, but this was a consolidation period, so you were neither profitable or not profitable. In general, this buy signal was also perfect here, timing the next Bitcoin run. And guys, just to show you the significance of that, I want to show you even one more. Look at this. After the first halving in November 2012, we saw once again a significant miners capitulation right here in December 2012. The price ran down, and then after the recovery, we actually saw also the hash rate recovering and giving us this very nice buy signal here, of course, with a small delay here, but afterwards the price just went up significantly and never ever revisited these prices ever again. And you know what, guys, just to make it complete, let's zoom in here. In 2011, when we saw the very first miner capitulation here, and this was a historical one for the history books. It was in September 2011. The capitulation signal actually occurred here in August, September 2011. Guess what happened afterwards? We had a significant downtrend, but this came to an end right here once the short-term moving average of the hash rate went above the long-term moving average, creating this buy signal. And guess what? We never saw these prices ever again. So guys, just going back into the price action of today, you see the exact same thing happening again. So consolidating that, in our opinion, just judging from the previous history, which created so far a 100% historic confidence level, you can actually see that this capitulation signal right here, which occurred actually 2 days ago, will most probably lead into either a shorter downtrend here or a consolidation period for the Bitcoin price here within the next 1 month, just judging from history. But afterwards, after we have this consolidation period or downwards trend with more miners shutting off their equipment, Afterwards, the Bitcoin price should be off to the races, only judging from the 100% historic confidence level, which of course will not grant you a 100% certainty for the future. Also guys, just to explain you a little bit how the Bitcoin network goes, before we go into this massive nail in the coffin for the economic system, for the monetary system right there, I want to show you here. The last one we actually had was in November 2019, right? The price went down. Everyone was screaming for the death spiral. However guys, how the Bitcoin network goes, if we zoom out here a little bit and we go here to the all-time history of the Bitcoin difficulty, whenever the hash rate is going down, and let me show that to you, the hash rate was going down in November 2019, right here, can you see that? The hash rate was going down, and then the difficulty adjusts every 2 weeks here, the difficulty also went down. Thus, more miners are profitable again. These miners can put on their equipment and they will be more profitable once again. Whenever this happens, Bitcoin is a self-governing system. The difficulty adjusts and all these miners get profitable again. The hash rate goes up once again and the Bitcoin network gets more secure, and we usually saw always a reaction in the price after this specific mechanism came into place. First of all, before we go into the massively flawed monetary system, and recently we saw the nail in the coffin for all the fiat currencies out there, before we do that, I want to know from you guys, what do you think? Do you think that this miners capitulation will actually lead the Bitcoin price higher, at least after this 30-day period? Is it a bullish thing or a bearish thing for the Bitcoin price in the mid-run? Let us know in the poll which is popping up on top of the screen right now, bullish or bearish for the Bitcoin price mid-term. That would be very interesting to know. And now guys, let's get into this here. First of all, we made a tweet here at MMCrypto. Make sure you follow us. We already have nearly 11,000 followers, and we talked about the US dollar in circulation. So if you were a millionaire in the year 1900, you had 0.5% of the circulating money out there. And look how this escalated. 35 years later, we had 10 billion. Another 35 years later, we had 70 billion. And today, we have 4,200 billion US dollar in circulation, and this is only the monetary base. What does that mean? This is only the monetary base M0. Whenever the Federal Reserve creates money out of thin air, out of nothing, this is getting added to the monetary base. But this money, which is deposited there on the retail banks afterwards, they can create more money by giving out debt, by creating more liabilities. And what the Federal Reserve here actually did is they lowered the reserve requirements to 0%. So before, let's say before it was 10%, and you have $100 in the bank with a 10% depository requirement, then they can lend it out over and over again, and because it is 10%, they can create up to $1,000 out of these $100 in circulation by giving out more and more debt and always securing 10% of that depository requirements in their bank account. In case someone wants to come and claim their money, they have at least 10% in the bank accounts, right? With these 0% right now, they have an infinite leverage of all this monetary base in circulation right now for creating more and more money to prop up the system. So right now with this 0%, potentially they can create infinite amounts of fiat currency in circulation because there is no requirement whatsoever. And this will be in fact the nail in the coffin, because we might see an infinite amount of currency expansion all over the world, and this might lead inevitably to hyperinflation. That might take a little bit more time, but I would be very interested right now what you think about that. Do you think we will see hyperinflation? I will make a second poll right now. Click the second poll on top of the screen right now and say yes or no. Will we see hyperinflation in the US, in Europe, and so on? That would be very interesting to know, even though I'm already very sure what the outcome of this poll might be. Very important, guys. I have such an important update right now, because if you go down to our pinned comment, you can see that we have right now as partners, our main partner is Bybit, and then we also have Phemex. The reason for that being is right now we are not trading on BitMEX anymore. We are trading on Bybit with bigger positions and on Phemex with more short-term positions with lower positions. And the funny thing here is right now Bybit also introduced at the exact same time long and short trading. So if if you are trading on Bybit, if you are clicking on that and you have an account here with putting in your email address and your password, after you deposit, you also get a $90 free bonus, but you can have in the exact same account without sub accounts a long and a short position open at the exact same time. This feature will come in a few days, but you can already secure your spot by making your account, and also only with our link here you can get $90 for free. And Phemex has also a very interesting feature here. Please guys, and I cannot stress that enough, all this leverage trading is only, but only for experienced traders out there. If you're not an experienced trader, cost average into the market and don't leverage trade at all. If you're experienced, Phemex also has a very interesting feature here, and you can have different leverages at the exact same time with sub accounts. And this is also very easy. If you only click that account, you can get up to $112 in bonus for free. So both of these together add up to $200 for free. If you click that link, you get redirected here to this one. You put in your email address and your password. Both of these accounts take approximately like 30 seconds, and then after an initial deposit, you can get $112 for free, amounting to $202 in total. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for smashing up the like button for today's episode. Let's get to at least 2,500 likes. Guys, we are so grateful to have you all. Sometimes we get like, look, let me show you that. I mean, this is crazy, guys. If you go up here in this video, guys, look at this. We got 4,500 likes. This is actually crazy. I haven't seen that in crypto very often ever since I joined crypto many years ago. So thank you so much for that. Please smash this video up to at least 2,500 likes. I'm not even asking for 4,000. And that being said, guys, we will see each other very soon at the next one of MMCrypto. And as always, guys, as always, click the subscription box, which is popping up right here, and click the Bybit tutorial, which is popping up right there. And as always, guys, as always, bye bye.